Hey, welcome to Keight Krafts. I'm Keight. Today I would like to share with you a belated birthday card. Let's get started. So to kick things off, I have this 6x6 piece of spiderweb paper. I'm not sure where it's from. I used the stitched rectangle die, and now I'm using this other piece of pattern paper from the same paper pack, which I have long since lost the cover for and cannot remember where it was from. It's from the same paper pad that I used on my notebook window shaker notebook with all the ghosts. And yeah, I don't know. So that stripy paper that I have there, I use the outside in-stitched rectangle die, and then I have the outside in-stitched scallop dies, and I just cut myself a couple of little windows here. Now, you could turn this into a shaker card if you wanted to, but I was sending this off in the mail because my nephew turned 16 and I got so busy that I forgot to send him his card. I mean, I don't know how much a 16-year-old boy would really care if he got a birthday card or not. I don't know. I'm sure he would be a little more appreciative of what was tucked into the birthday card. I don't know. The jury is out. 16-year-old boys. Anyway, I am taking the Henry's ABCs and I'm going to spell out the word hey with the spider web leftover paper that I have here. And I had actually gone around some of the spider web with the N0 marker, I think it was, and just to give it a little bit of definition. And then I have gone ahead and poked these little guys out, and we're going to just kind of fiddle around with them and figure out how I want their placement. But I decided I was going to give them a little bit of a drop shadow, so I ended up die cutting them out of some black cardstock. The black cardstock, I believe, is 110 pound. It's a Recollections brand that I have in my stash, and I find that it is very good for doing little shadows for letters. It's got a little beefier profile to it compared to this pattern paper, so I think I like the contrast of it. I mean, you could use any black cardstock that you have, but I find that if you use cardstock that has a little more heft to it, like 110 or 80 pound, it gives your letters a little bit more of a lift, so to speak. It makes them a little more dimensional, I guess you could say. I mean, the shadow itself makes it dimensional, but I don't know, it's like that added little extra touch that nobody else realizes but us, us card makers. So once I have gotten that final H all glued down like that, I'm going to fiddle around with a little bit of placement here. So once I've gone ahead and figured out where I want these guys to lay out, I'm going to use my grid mat here just to kind of give everybody a little bit of room. And once I'm satisfied with that, we are going to glue these guys down. Now, I'm just going to use the same process that I did when gluing the letters together. Mind my fat fingers and actually use my reverse tweezers because, yeah, these things are quite handy. These are probably one of my top most used tools out of my stash is my reverse tweezers and my pokey tool and my little stamping blocks. And I don't know, how would you guys feel if I did like my top 10 favorite, obvious favorites and not so obvious favorites list? Let me know in the comments below what kind of list you would like to hear from me, if any at all. I'd be curious as to what you would like to know. Anyway, I'm just taking a brick and weighing that down to make sure everything is mashed. And then next I'm going to take a little bit of my tape here. This is my Easy Runner tape. I love this stuff. It's my go-to. I use it quite a bit when I double stick, as you know me. So I'm just going to take a little bit of glue here and go around the edges to make sure that the edges are stuck down nice, because that's always my biggest worry when I'm, gluing down card onto the card base or onto a mat like this. I want to make sure that my corners are nice and adhered tightly because you don't want any lift happening if the card goes in and out of the envelope, or I don't know, I think it just adds a secure touch to me. And as you can see here, I didn't quite place that right. So I'm going to go again with a little drizzle of glue. I'm going to actually stand above my project. I find standing above my project the most effective way for lining up everything because I just eyeball it. I try to use my grid mat here as like a visual, but standing above it always helps. And here I have some of my High Supply little mixed stars. These guys are black and shiny, and I think I've got 3 different sizes in there, and they're quite nice just to add a little bit of interest. I mean, they don't stand out too much, but this was my attempt on doing a masculine card for a young man. And yeah, this is what I kind of came up with. It was last minute. I completely forgot. It was one of those things in my planner that was down at the bottom of my list of things that I needed to take care of last weekend, and Monday it was like, "Oh no, I need to get this mailed out." So, since doing the voiceover, I have in fact popped it in the post and it is on its way. So, he should get it in a few days, hopefully at the end of the week, maybe. So next, because it's a belated birthday card, I am taking these little gnome dudes. They've got this cute little saying that says happy belated birthday. And I'm going to line that up as best as I can. I'm going to pick up those stamps with my door, and then I'm going to use my rabbit hole tool here and just kind of give it a light dusting. This is again my probably second time ever using this, and so far so good. It's not too bad. I don't find that the bristles kind of come out of it like some brushes do. So, we'll see as time goes by, but I'm not too upset about it. So next we've got this really fine white embossing powder, and I'm just going to emboss that sentiment inside the card. And then because I have a little bit of extra there, I'm just going to take my dry angled brush, give it a little bit of a tap off what I can, and then just give it a little light dusting to make sure that I don't have too much excess. I'm always leery about heat embossing on black because white just shows up so much like that. So I'll hit it with my heat tool from the back, and then I'll get it to the front. You'll have to excuse the angle here. The camera's kind of picking up my hand and not my card. There we go. And once that's all complete, I will give it a little bit of an eraser with what is this, the sand eraser? It's a Tombow Mono, I think. The Mono sand eraser, just to get rid of that little excess dusting that I had on there that had already heat embossed. So now I'm just going to take some tape runner and go along the outline of my card base that I've heat embossed on. And just to make sure I got enough tape on there, I will add on also some glue. But yeah, so I like to double stick again my card bases to my card panels to make sure that everything stays on there nice, because sometimes these cards get stuck in the market bin and sometimes they don't sell away right away. They haven't found their forever home. So I want to make sure that everything's adhered nice, and I just follow this practice all the way around. So here you have my finished card. It says, "Hey, happy belated birthday." So if you've enjoyed today's content, you know what to do. And as always, thanks for hanging out with me today. Take care.